When Godly picked up Zen, everyone was like, huh, question mark? And Experience was like, no, actually, these are the reasons why it's smart. I vouch for him. So it's so sick that Zen and Experience, then, the person who vouched for him, picks him up, and then they potentially might win this tournament. They have a guaranteed top 2 placement, but before we get to that, we're going to see who is victorious here between Boomie and Snowy versus Java and Fakey. We're seeing the same legend picks. I don't foresee Boomie or Snowy changing whatsoever, and I don't really see Java or Fakey swapping whatsoever. They know what they're going to do. They have their game plans, but we have yet another destructive cannon, just like we previously saw from Experience. This time, it's for Snowy.
And Java and Fakey, they dismantled opponents offstage. When it was the 2 of them offstage, it did not seem like anybody could actually come back on. At the moment, though, both teams are just taking so much damage. Nobody has a clear disadvantage quite yet. Java, though, going to be closing out the first stock, I believe, with that D-Sig. And now, going in, doesn't actually find the side light. Boomie still off stage. I love that delayed GCD light, but still not going to be enough. Boomie going to be closing that one out. Snowy closing, Boomie closing out that one on Fakey as well. So Boomie just stock tanking for the red team.
It was a beautiful, almost like a dance between these 2 players of Boomie and Snowy. Snowy was on the right side, sent his opponent down. Boomie was on the left side, sent his opponent up.
Oh,
it was almost choreographed. Now Boomie's gonna fall. Can they take away this stock from Snowy?
That down air was so close, but Fakey with the bow off stage. Fakey with bow off stage is an entirely different beast. That is so difficult to actually come back on. It is so difficult to actually get a proper edge guard against. At the moment, Boomie trying to get something started with that D-light, ends up getting punished with that neutral layer. Fakey, again, just playing back a little bit, waiting for somebody to do something, because Bo has an incredible boost range. You have half the stage to play with, and you can say, hey, it is my time to play now.
So we're seeing, talking about time to play, Boomie's blasters have been really good so far this game. I was kind of expecting him to make the move over to Sword.
Ooh.
There was that second blast, that 1-2 blast. He was using the quick one before. The single major blast is like the follow-up when his teammate Snowy serves him up. There's a nice recovery to help save Snowy. See if he can disengage from this.
Fakey doesn't give up.
Caught.
And then Java, again and again, when Fakey deals so much damage off stage, when Fakey is down that deep, Java every single time on the stocks that Fakey misses, Java cleans him up anyways. That synergy with blue team, it's indomitable. It's amazing.
Their timing with each other, they're just always seemingly on the same page. It's like one is reading the right page, the other one is reading the left page, and then they both tell each other what happened, and they're able to form a beautiful picture of the storyline, of the narrative going on. Java with the other attempt at an edge guard, this time against Boomie. No, Boomie gets back onto the main stage, immediately looks over at Fakey, who then turns around, putting pressure on the Snowy. Everybody over on the edge.
But look at the position that Boomie is in. Boomie does get that grab out, gets that weapon toss as well. Fakey, can you make it back on? That's a weapon toss. Boomie wanted that side light. Oh my goodness, what is the boost with that side in? And again, Fakey, those pinpoint downers. That is a bow sniper and a half.
That's what you need to do if you're a bow player. You can clean up so many edge guards with the bow down air. It's such a safe move on the edge, has that 45-degree angle that basically nobody can contest with when you bring in the range of that. The GC Insig. Boomie almost came in and got the KO off the top, but didn't quite have enough on it. Fakey fighting for his life here. He's very much in the red. If he can take out Snowy, it's the 1v1 against Boomie.
You hit that side light. Yep, that's just going to be you knocked off stage. How do you make it back on when somebody's ready to edge guard you? Both red team members just opting to go and pick up a weapon instead. The sider does end up closing it out as Boomie takes game 1 for the red team.
Now I want to look at these live stats to see the damage breakdown. Okay, this is, no, it's still. All right, because we know Boomie for his blasters, right? Everybody loves Boomie blasters. I love Boomie blasters. Every single one of these games, almost, I won't say every single one because we can't deal in absolutes, but I will say that almost every single one of these games, every time I've looked, he's done significantly more damage on the sword compared to his blasters. So we saw some solid blasters gameplay in that game, but really he's more relying on that sword specifically.
I don't know why this switch and the pick is Thatch today, because I feel like I'm not seeing a lot of Thatch things specifically.
Boomie is a very pragmatic decision maker where he'll have a reason for the thing, and then he'll just stick with that thing until it's over. He's done tournaments specifically with Yumiko back when nobody, I mean no one still plays Yumiko, but nobody was playing Yumiko at the time. But Boomie was I'm going to play Yumiko because I can use these wisps. I can keep that specifically safe by putting these wisps around myself, and the opponent will fall into them and I can follow up. Or he has the big dunk. Okay, never mind. I'm talking about Boomie. I should be talking about Snowy on the right.
And Snowy controlling the ground, Boomie just covering any jumps. Java does make it back onto the stage here and is able to get that follow-up as well. Incredible stuff, excellent positioning. And now all of a sudden Snowy has to find a way to be able to make it back on. I love how aggressive Cannon is off stage, that at any moment it can still be a stock through Cannon. The Sider makes it back on. Snowy has a second lease at life here. Now what can he make happen with it? Well, the Axe said, go back. You're going back down, buddy.
So one really cool thing that Boomie did in that save, which I'm assuming was on purpose, was he hit Snowy with the beginning stages of the recovery and then steered himself out of it because the force dump is on the end. He didn't want to send Snowy really, really high in the air away from him. He wanted to keep Snowy there as help for him so that they could both potentially do work on an edge guard. Okay, they picked up both members of the blue team. This is huge. Are they going to be at least able to KO one? The weapon tosses, bonking Java on the head. The D-Light side air, almost KOing Java. Fakey very much in the red. Boomie was right there to receive the pass from Fakey.
You thought you lobbed your opponent back onto stage, or rather your teammate. You thought you helped out your teammate. Nope, I am right at the net. I am ready to just spike it right back to you. That was incredible coverage. That was just such good understanding. Like, hey, you want to save each other? I know exactly what position you're going to find yourself in.
He knew what was going to happen. He saw the code ahead of time, and he completely demolished it. Okay, this time, there isn't too much off of that follow-up as Fakey completely storms through the teammate and Snowy as well. Okay, Snowy's all by his lonesome.
But, oh my goodness, Java, excellent cleanup with the downer. Is that going to be it? Yes, it will be. Finally, both got team members knocked down to the last stock. Blue team not actually taking too much damage quite yet. Fakey finds himself off stage. Snowy opting just to go back on to help out Boomie. And look at the amount of damage you were able to deal because you helped out your teammate.
Now, you're not KOing with that D-Sig that Snowy threw out, but of course it's a signature, so it's going to have higher strength on it, higher force on it, I should say, splitting up the blue team. Look how split the blue team is right now. Java's over all by himself on the wall. He tries to come back in and rotate, and the instant D-Light into the neutral air from Snowy.
Java's still somehow hanging on to the stock.
Oh, that's it!
That was incredible. Landing back on, getting that side light to catch him backwards and into the recovery as well. That was a gauntlet masterclass.
I'm thinking it's probably the high strength that Thatch has. It's, of course, having a sword and a sword with solid signatures. If we're talking 1v1s, maybe not the safest signatures in the world, but he does have some really solid signatures, like the side sig specifically that we just saw him use, has movement in it. So it brings your opponent with you closer to the blast zone before it actually does
that
the
side
force.
light.
That was
that
huge.
side
It
light,
was
that
so
was
sick.
delicious. That was an incredible usage of the platform. I feel like we don't get to see that many platform extensions besides like juggling, but that was just like such good stage and map awareness in that moment. Yeah, wow. Snowy, that was just like a sick play.
And yet another game we have where Boomie is dealing 313 damage on the sword compared to 180 on the blasters. Really, this is me trying to show that it is not the blasters in 2v2 that is the difference maker, and that it is the sword, so that people don't go like, oh, blasters are really good in 2 versus 2 game mode in Brawlhalla, the video game. We better nerf blasters. Like happened when Cross was good.
Who is that an impression of?
Little people who have, this is a school night for them, so they have to go to school tomorrow, and they don't like blasters because they're not cool. Like us cool blasters guys.
Yeah, you tell them. You mock those children.
Yeah. You have homework to do.
So,
not me. I'm here with my friends.
Yeah. That's right. Well, you have a job, as do
no,
I.
I don't. I got laid off in January, so jokes on you guys.
You gave me a friendship bracelet.
Right?
And just
See,
made
this
me feel
is...
Wow.
This is the punishment that I put up with.
I genuinely didn't know. I just found out now at the moment. Oh my god.
Maybe if you checked in with me more, maybe if you answered some of my DMs or the Discord messages, I don't know, maybe...
Well, you can tell them.
Maybe you know more about my daily life, right? Whatever, man. It's just old Sparky878. He's a worm. Throw him in the trash. He's nothing.
Game 3.
And Snowy and Boomie are up 2-0.
They might get another 3-0 against Java and Fakey.
That would be crazy.
Insane.
I mean, it really wouldn't be that crazy, but it also would be crazy. It's Schrodinger's crazy. Like, you change the outcome of the experiment by looking at it or something.
They do teach us in quantum physics. Absolutely. Okay, so this could be huge. Fakey and Java, last time around, I mean...
Oh, Snowy, the movement.
Okay, Java's off stage now. What's he gonna do? Makes it back on with the recovery. Gets that sidelight onto Boomie. Boomie, though, excellent follow-up. Lobs his own teammate. Snowy took that little less amount of knockback, was just behind Java and was able to close it out with the side air. That was insane. What an opening, Spunky.
And it was such an early KO onto Java. It was like 32 seconds into the game. That downer is going to spike Snowy down, but he's able to get back because of that bow recovery that came out from Fakey. And now Fakey is taken off the top. Boomie grabbing that KO. Oh! The down signature, throwing that, and there we see it again. We see him hitting with the first 2 hits.
Uh-oh.
It was a full team wipe, but Boomie did the exact same thing with the Blaster's recovery, where he steered out of that final hit so he could give Snowy that extra jump from getting hit, and Boomie would also, have a chase dodge after that. So great work from Boomie on that move.
Okay, Fakey just getting that D-Light, comes back and helps out his teammate. I gotta say, Java and Fakey, they're coming alive, but the question is it a little bit too late? Java, can you make it back on? Tries to go for the interruption, but Snowy, just enough time to be able to dodge upwards and avoid it.
Nice.
Java!
Oh, and Fakey getting the double D-Light in the side air, taking out Boomie there. Can they clean this stock up on Snowy?
Okay, you get the downer, you get the poker, but then you're still able to dodge back on Snowy, hanging onto the stock somehow. That is uncharacteristic. Typically, Fakey is the one that is closing off stage, but look at what blue team has been doing. They've made a comeback at this point. The game is completely even, but anything can happen. This is such a volatile position. Snowy, you can't make it back on. Boomie, you're stuck off stage against Fakey and Java. This can be so bad so quick.
Boomie couldn't get down there in time to save his teammate. But with Snowy spawning back in, that means he's not going to be very damaged, so anytime he gets hit, it's not going to be splitting up the red team as far. So Boomie's going to be there for support, Snowy's going to be there for support when they need it. Bottom side of that axe recovery.
What an interruption. Incredible stuff from Snowy. And good coverage from Fakey. Yeah, absolutely gets the ground pound. Blue team made the comeback. They're staying in it. I thought that was going to be another reverse 3-0.
Are we going to go back to Demon Island? We'll see if that gets taken out immediately. No, it's going to be still on the board. APOC, Small Fortress, and Demon Island, a classic 3 to leave on the board, and Java and Fakey are happy to go back to Demon Island after the performance that we just saw when they cleaned that one up. Nice ground pound there to grab both of them. Of course, 3 stocks to Java and Fakey's name after that, and we're going into our next game, of course, back on the Demon Island, like we said.
Yeah, this is what happened in the last set with Java and Fakey. They lost a game, and then they're like, wait a second, we know what we do best off stage. They have demolished, destroyed these stocks off stage. I want to see how they can do it again. Going into this game for Snowy and Boomie, currently still up 2-1. Let's see what happens.
And can I do more propaganda? Oh no, actually that was the game that Boomie did more damage with blasters, but it was 149. And look what happened. They ended up taking an L that game as Fakey and Java fighting this one back. The D-Light recovery, and of course, the bow recovery, having that grab property where he did overlap with Java, but it prioritizes the enemy.
I feel like Fakey and Java had like the same idea at the same time of how they wanted to catch that landing, but Boomie gonna be knocked off stage. That's also going to be Java stock. Boomie just barely making it back on. Oh no.
I thought they were at least gonna find one KO on either Boomie or Snowy in that moment. There's the one on Snowy. See if they can clean up Boomie here. There's the side light. Fakey moving out. Java's right there. Ready for the spawn in. A second ground pound KO on the left side wall.
Players hold on to that long. They're going after, they're going deep. Fakey is not afraid to commit to the bit today, and now take a look at the results, the fruits of his labor. He's still hanging on to this first stock. Red team, he's just constantly getting into Boomie and Snowy off stage, and Fakey wants the same exact ground pound again.
Nice D-Light side air there from Boomie. That's going to send Java over to the edge. Fakey trying to help his teammate there, but he's unable to do so and actually got caught by Snowy. Now it's going to be Java here hoping. Okay, there's a neutral signature, not going for that ground pound anymore. He's going for the 45-degree angle vertically up.
Okay, Snowy gets that down, and Fakey's in a nasty position off stage. Java is looking for that closing, but what an excellent weapon toss from Snowy.
Now, Snowy tried to do that weapon toss, I think, towards the end of last game, but he ended up grabbing it on that, like, 45-degree angle of the wall, so it didn't actually go up and protect his head, getting that stock off of Fakey. But this is dangerous for Boomie and Snowy. They might be on final stocks here soon. It might be dangerous
for Boomie in that case, right? Snowy getting that side aim, and Fakey just able to close it up as well. The amount of spikes that Fakey has gotten is straight up not okay. Fakey, king of closing.
And he just grabbed another stock there on the stage. Didn't need to do it off stage with a ground pound. Didn't need to put himself in a dangerous position whatsoever. Just grabbed the easy punish on the side signature for that 45-degree angle KO. Yet again, Fakey has taken so many stocks this game. I believe 4 of them so far, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, Java just taking his time getting back onto the stage here, because if Fakey loses his stock, he has one more to play with. Java, you cannot get spiked. Fakey, you gotta be careful. You don't want to hit your teammate. Okay, just so many different hitboxes out.
Java. He's grabbing both of them every time. Fakey was doing a great job taking the lead, so Java could kind of sit on that wall, figure out how he wanted to recover back to the main platform, while Fakey was just going to town, and he's keeping it going.
He's just occupying the alien. Java's playing behind him, ready to dash in with a sidelight, ready to dash in with a D-light. That weapon
Recovery,
toss.
there it is.
That weapon toss was barely avoided.
Oh, there's the down air from Boomie. The weapon toss blocking Java on the head. It's Fakey, but he has 2 stocks, and it is a very red team.
Okay, here's the challenge with Kaya. Closing in a 1v2 with this collection of weapons when you're actively being denied of weapons. This is going to be a challenge. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. But Snowy and Boomie look ready to get a 2v1 combo. Fakey, the time to come alive is now. You have the bow, you got the end light, you chase dodge in. Side is a get off me option. They're not able to get a clean hit quite yet. No big combos at the moment. You playing back, you get the whip punish on the D-light, but that's one end light, but Boomie was too far back to follow up.
Okay, the in lights. That's what Boomie's looking for as the setup tools, because it gives his teammates so much time to get into position. Oh, look at the weapon toss right behind the smoke screen from those grenades. That KOs!
But got a little bit too comfortable. Fakey, you can make this happen. But Snowy coming back on with that side, gets that side light, not going to be able to connect. Excellent way to punish that side light. Fakey, this is the time to do it. Can you make it happen? Snowy, you keep on committing, but that Onyx defense keeping you alive and well onto the stage at the moment.
Snowy's not, okay, there's the weapon toss. That's what I was looking for, especially when there was one on the stage. And the down air from Snowy clutches it out 3-1 against Java and Fakey. And that is going to be a 3rd place finish, a bronze medal for Java and Fakey.
Wow, the double elimination that Boomie and Snowy